Hey everyone, this is Graham from Megavisions Magazine, and you are listening to the SEGA Lounge.
Welcome to the SEGA Lounge, a podcast dedicated to our love for all things SEGA, be it the games, the music, or the community. I'm KC. In each episode, I'll be talking to different guests and sharing their projects and their passion for SEGA. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Lounge, the SEGA Lounge. We're back for another episode of this SEGA-centric podcast. Before we properly start the show though, are you familiar with our official The SEGA Lounge merch store? That's right, if you head over to thesegalounge.com/store, thesegalounge.com/store, you can find t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs with the show's logo and even our highly coveted seal of approval. And as you're listening to this, we've added a new item to the store. The SEGA Lounge stickers, so you can stick our logo and a handy QR code to our website to any kind of flat surface. And seal of approval stickers as well for that worthy person in your life or even a notebook. As a way to celebrate, and since it's still technically our 7th anniversary, you can enter the promo code TSL7 at checkout for 10% off in any purchase you make at our store. That's promo code TSL and the number 7, so TSL7 at checkout for 10% off in any purchase you make at thesegalounge.com/store. The discount is valid until October 31st, 2021. And now, let's talk about this week's guest. This week's guest is none other than Graham Cookson, co-founder of SEGA Nerds, which was the precursor of Megavisions, a SEGA magazine he also co-founded, the first 6 issues of which were funded through a Kickstarter project back in 2016. The SEGA Lounge and Radio Sega even collaborated on some of those issues. After delivering a few more issues since those initial 6, the team are now rebooting Megavisions magazine, and Graham is back on the Lounge to tell us all about that. But he ended up telling me a lot about other things in his SEGA life as well. Stick around for what was a very fun conversation with a really nice community friend of mine. Hello Graham, welcome back to the SEGA Lounge.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for having me back. Thanks.
Oh, always a pleasure. Sexy Graham. The sexiest man in the SEGA community, perhaps.
Oh,
perhaps.
Dear. No, stop it at once. No, keep going. I love it. No, thank you.
Apart from that, which I mean, being the sexiest man alive in the SEGA community, I'm sure is a lot of work. But apart from that, you also are part of Megavisions magazine, which is a very cool project. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about in a few moments. You've actually been on the show to talk about the magazine before. But I hear there's some exciting news that you want to share with our audience, so we'll talk about that in a moment. But I think you've been on the show. You haven't been on the show like for a proper interview, proper conversation in a long time. So I think the people demand to know a little bit more of your background as a SEGA gamer.
Oh wow! Oh Christ!
So let's go back all the way back to you're a young man, so 15 years ago. You were born 15 years ago, I'm sure. How did it all start for you with video games? Not just SEGA, but video games in general.
Games. Okay, yeah. So cool. I remember back at school, some people at school had NESs, NESs, and Game Boys and stuff. And I always really wanted one, but never really got one. And then my mum, someone at my mum's work gave her an old Atari 2600 and a ZX Spectrum.
Nice.
I don't know. Do you know the ZX Spectrum at all?
Yeah. I do.
Okay, cool.
Never
Yeah,
had one, but I do know about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it was released in America or anything because every time I mention it to like Chris or the other Americans on the team, they go what?
I think it's definitely more of an more popular in Europe. Definitely.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
having like classmates that had a ZX Spectrum. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and if for those listening who don't know what ZX Spectrum is, it's one of the old cassette tape based video games consoles. So it had like a
And
big
now you
keyboard
have to
and
explain
stuff.
what a
and-
cassette tape is as well.
Oh yes. So before before MP3s, there was a thing called CDs, and before CDs,
Google it, people.
yeah, just Google it, yeah. But yeah, and it used to take like an hour to load a game, and you'd just be watching a screen with flashing colors going like a modem, basically, kind of sound, and then the game might load or it might crash. That was half the fun of the game. I remember having with Scooby Doo so many times. Every time I tried to play that game, yeah, that was ridiculous. Anyway, but that was kind of like the first, I guess, those were the first games consoles I had. Oh, and there was something called an interstate as well, which is like these two paddles that you had like 5 built-in games or something. So my mum was given those 3 sort of gaming systems at the same time. So my brother and I kind of had this. We're kind of lucky. We had quite a lot of choice. We had nothing, and then suddenly lots of things. And it wasn't Nintendo, and it wasn't Sega, but it was still pretty cool. So that kind of got me into the gaming scene a bit. And I used to play on my friends' Game Boys and stuff. And then one Christmas, my granny basically sort of asked what I wanted, and I had like do you know what an Argos magazine is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had an Argos magazine, and I was flipping through the video game section. I was like, I'd really like a video game console, please. And my mum was like, no, that's too much money. And then my granny was like, no, let's see. What would you like? And there was the Game Boy and the Game Gear. And I think at this point, the Game Gear was a little bit more expensive, but not too much more expensive. And my granny said, well, which one would you like? And I saw the Game Gear, and I was just like, I want the Game Gear. And I got it for my it was either for birthday or Christmas that year. My birthday's quite close to Christmas, so yeah, I got a Game Gear, and I got it with. Oh, it had a 4-in-1 game pack. That's what it had with it. It had like it's all. I'll tell you what, if you've got a Game Gear or you're looking at getting a Game Gear, get the 4-in-1 game pack. It's so much fun. It's got tennis on it. It's got a different version of Columns, which I've never played anywhere else. The actual mechanics and the way you score in this version of Columns is different to normal Columns. Tennis Columns. What else did it have? Oh, it had this rally game as well, which really reminds me of like a cross between Sega Rally and Outrun, but not quite the same, probably not quite as good, but it was really fun for its time. And there's another game on it. I can't remember what the other game was now. That's really bad. Anyway,
so it was
football.
Pretty okay.
Yeah, but it was not a very good football game. It was like a penalty kick game. So basically, you had to either kick the ball into the goal or be the goalie and save the ball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was it. So yeah, it was so much fun. Yeah, so that's really kicked me off though with my Sega. I guess my Sega gaming really, because I didn't look back. I looking at all my friends with Game Boys, like, this is color. Yeah, screw you guys.
I don't think we've ever talked about this before. So this is interesting. I always assumed I'm silly because I always assume people's experiences are similar to mine. Mm-hmm. It all started for me with the Mega Drive, so I assume most people, or maybe some people, started with the Master System, but I never assume people start with the Game Gear, which is it's a different take on the matter.
Yeah, and so my first experience with I had played Sonic the Hedgehog 1, and I'd played like on the Mega Drive before, and I had played a bit on the Master System. My first real experience with Sonic the Hedgehog was Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Game Gear, because that was the first Sonic the Hedgehog game I got.
Ooh, nice.
So that's the one I owned, and I tell you what, I couldn't get past the first level for a good year, because I could do the first 2 acts quite well, and then the third act, which is the boss, was so difficult, because on the Game Gear version, you don't get any rings on the level. You have to like go through a level and like do a really crazy jump over some lava or something. And then go up to Robotnik, and he's throwing these balls at you on this sloping hill. And because Sonic's got mechanics, Sonic is kind of sliding down the hill, so you have to keep moving forward and avoiding the balls. But at the bottom, there's like a spiky thing at the bottom. And me and my brother, we just could not beat it for ages and ages and ages. And eventually we did, and we're like, oh, there's like a whole other level after this. This is great. So, like, we were just like amazed. That was a tough game. I managed to beat it in the end. It took so long. But that's such a good game.
Did Tails die in the end, or
uh,
did you?
know? Oh,
If you don't collect all the emeralds, you know what happens, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if I actually did collect all the emeralds now, actually. Now you've just said that. It's been a long time since I've done that. I think I've only ever completed it like once, maybe twice, because that's one of the toughest Sonic games, I'd say. I'm going to put it out there. That's one of the toughest.
I don't think I've ever completed that game without save states. So, but you know, but I suck at video games. So
no, surely
yeah,
not.
for sure, yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Something interesting about that Sega game pack 4-in-1 that you got with the Game Gear. I was looking it up, and apparently, in that tennis game, the umpire is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, it's really cool. You see little Sonic just like looking around, like looking. All he does is sit there and just look backwards and forwards. It's great. It's it's a very good game though. Very good little like that 4-in-1 game pack. We kept me going for ages until I could get like new games because I was a little kid and games weren't cheap. So yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just going to say out there as well, my favorite Batman game I've ever played is Batman on the Game Gear. I'm just saying. No, Batman Returns on the Game Gear. Sorry, I'll clarify that. Batman Returns on the Game Gear. Such a good game. Better than the Master System version, which is very similar. And I prefer it over the Mega Drive one, which is kind of a different game. But yeah, I'm just going to say that. Sorry.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I've got a lot of love for the Game Gear. So.
Strong opinions there. Yeah. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I'm not really familiar with the Batman game on the Game Gear, so I don't know. But maybe it's a popular opinion. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah,
people, let us know. Let us know.
Please do.
Podcast at thesegalaunch.com. No, that's not right. People should actually @ you on Twitter, because I don't want to get hate mail. Why did I say that? No, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, moving swiftly on. So the Game Gear was where it all started for you, right? Did you eventually get other systems? I imagine.
Yes.
Mega Drive, yeah.
Yeah.
You already said the Mega Drive, right, with Sonic.
Yes, I got the Mega Drive a bit later. I think that was my second machine actually. Yeah. So yeah, I went Game Gear, Mega Drive, which I got secondhand from a girl at school. Her older brother had a Mega Drive, and he sold it. I think in my head it was like £120 with the Mega Drive and like 40 games or something ridiculous.
Whoa!
Like I basically got a massive collection of games. It was amazing. It was so good. So yeah, like my mum had been holding off, and then like. This guy who we sort of knew sort of said, "Hey, I'm getting rid of it." He's like going off to university or something. He's quite a lot older than us, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'm getting rid of it. Don't want much for it with this work." And my mum was like, "I was like, please," and mum was like, "Yeah, go on then." And so yeah, I got a crap ton of games. I think she actually kept back most of them for my birthday though, so she gave me the console with like a couple of games or something.
That's smart.
Yeah, so she was thinking ahead there. But
I mean that's awful from a kid's perspective, but very smart from an adult perspective.
Oh, it's so good. But I used to wake up every day before school, like a good couple of hours before I need to leave for school, and play Aladdin on the Mega Drive on a black and white TV. I didn't even have like a color TV at the time. I had this little portable black and white TV in my room. That's how God, I forgot I even had black and white. Wow. Yeah, I vaguely remember just being amazed when I finally got a color TV. I was like, whoa, there's colors in this. Like for some reason, I just didn't expect the colors to be so vibrant. It was so cool. It was a great experience.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've always played games on a color TV, so
yeah,
that's probably a big leap in terms of quality.
Yeah,
I imagine. I do remember watching TV in black and white.
Yeah,
can you imagine people like kids now watching TV on an old CRT TV with just black and white?
Wow. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to handle it.
No.
And just to be clear, I'm not like crazy old. It's like we only had black and white in my days. Is color TV completely existed. It just we happened to have a spare old black and white TV which worked with the Mega Drive. My parents didn't want to buy me a new TV, and they didn't really want the Mega Drive set up on the main TV, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of that's Yeah.
It's good to clarify that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just a young man. Uh, so Mega Drive, and then did you make the move to the Saturn or?
Ooh,
Oh,
here's where it gets interesting. I did not, sir. I I like the Saturn. My friend got a Saturn. They were quite expensive though, and Mum didn't want to buy me a new console, so I kept with the Mega Drive for quite a while. But then the N64 came out, and Mario 64 blew my tiny mind. Like I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen. It's like full 3D. The colors and graphics are amazing, and eventually, like I think the N64 had been out for over a year at this point, and eventually I managed to get my mum to break down and buy me one for my birthday and Christmas, like a joint birthday Christmas present thing. And I had Mario with it, Mario 64, and I had Mario 64 for like a year basically. I didn't get any other games for like over a year, so I just played the hell out of that game. Like I learned all the secrets and stuff in that game back in the day. And yeah, I loved it so much. Uh, it's weird though because Sega's still my main jam, but yeah, that N64 was just a beautiful thing to me, and Mario 64 was amazing. And then it wasn't until a good couple of years later that some friends of mine they were selling their Sega Saturn, and I bought it from them for like £40 or 50. No, wait, I think they were selling a Saturn for like £40, but then they sold a couple of games to me for like an extra £20. So I got like the Saturn with Sega Rally and one other game which I can't remember now. So yeah, I've got that for like £60 or something from some friends,
not bad.
which was really good. But I had to keep it a secret from my dad because my dad didn't want me buying any more games consoles. So my friends came round one day and pretended that they'd just brought it round. They're like, "Oh, we'll let you borrow it, Graham. You can keep it here for a little bit." So
Oh,
so I was like, so I kept it set up on the TV, and like my dad was like, well, aren't they taking their console back? And they're like, oh no, they're letting me borrow it. And then eventually, after like a few years, I think he realised they still haven't picked up their Saturn. What's going on?
yeah, Dad. I'm afraid they died.
Yeah.
They're dead now. It's mine.
Yeah. But we made it quite believable because I actually had some more N64 games at this point, and I think I'd lent them some N64 games. So it was like,
Okay.
I'll lend these games to you if I can borrow your Saturn. And so yeah, and in fact, actually, they got robbed, and the robber stole their N64 and my game of Turok the Dinosaur Hunter.
Oh,
So yeah, that was a sad time, and that was like the most expensive game on the N64. It's like £70 or something ridiculous. It's like, oh my god. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Question for you, Graham. So,
yes.
do you think you would have gotten? Let's say we got like a proper 3D Sonic on the Saturn as we were supposed to, or maybe a mainline Sonic game on the Saturn. Do you think you would have gotten the N64 still with Mario 64?
If there a Sonic game came out before Mario 64, I would have probably gone for the Saturn. But
Yeah.
just yeah, because I love Sonic. I thought Sonic was great. And yeah, if there was a 3D Sonic game on there or just a really good mainline one, I would have definitely picked it up. But at the point in time, there was no Sonic games at all.
Yeah.
Like Sonic Jam hadn't been released, and even Sonic 3D Blast I don't think had been released at that point. So yeah,
Because we're supposed to get Sonic Extreme, but that never happened.
yeah, exactly, yeah. And yeah, if that came out, I probably would have played it, and because I still think that game looked interesting. I've seen like videos of it and stuff, and I've seen fans trying to remake some of the levels, and I thought it looked like quite an interesting game. But yeah, it's sad, but yeah, Mario
Yeah.
64 just blew my mind because it's 3D, and
I'm curious because I think I'm from Portugal. In Portugal, the Saturn was actually Nintendo was almost non-existent at that point. So everyone had a Sega console, and
Yeah.
the Saturn was big here until a few years later when we stopped getting new games and stuff. So and then was a little bit of a mess, as you know. But many people, I believe, were holding off for that, waiting for that Sonic game to come out and then maybe buy a Saturn. And
Yeah.
when they saw Mario 64 and they didn't see any new Sonic game on the Saturn, I guess many people actually gave up on the Saturn and just went with whatever they had. The
Yeah.
N64, the PlayStation. maybe, I think.
Yeah, because it's crazy because I think that's probably actually true for a lot of people, as you say, because Sonic the Hedgehog is such a big brand and stuff, and it's one of those. It's a system seller effectively, or it was back in the day at least. And most of the, a lot. Well, this is going to sound stupid to say, but I think a lot of people had this mentality that they saw the Saturn and like the PlayStation maybe, and maybe the N64, and a lot of games, especially on the PlayStation and Saturn, were very similar. Like they had a lot of the same games. Saturn had loads of exclusives, obviously. Like for anyone who's into the Saturn, you obviously know there's a lot of exclusives. But I think for the average gamer, they might have just sort of seen, oh, they've both got the FIFA games. They've both got. It's like EA had a lot to play in that, I guess, because a lot of EA games come with both the Saturn and PlayStation. But yeah, and then it came down to like fighting games, I guess. Like Tekken was getting really big and stuff. Virtual Fighter was big for Sega fans, but I feel like Tekken was really taking off at that point. So, and then like the big RPGs like Final Fantasy VII, which really took off with the PlayStation. I think that was the time though that the Saturn started to go down. So
yeah, and the move to 3D, right? That I think Sega should have stuck with more 2D style stuff. I think that's where the Saturn thrived, like beat 'em ups and stuff like that. But 3D wasn't that great, but it didn't need to be, I think. But everyone was about the 3D at the time, so probably that didn't help either.
Yeah, I do wonder, because I've heard other people say that like if Sega just stuck to more 2D games on the Saturn would have been a better success. And I do wonder, I wonder if that would have been true or not, because as you say, the gaming industry was moving into 3D. The N64 was doing 3D really well, and the PlayStation could do 3D really well as well. So I feel like Sega had to show we can do 3D too. So, and
I feel like they would have probably gotten better games if they stuck with the 2D aspect of things and try to do amazing, beautiful, pixel art games and more cartoonish games, right? The vibrant colors in 2D. I think they would have gotten amazing games. But would the general public, enjoy that and gotten Saturn because of that, or would they just steered away as well because they wanted the 3D games at the time?
Yeah,
probably.
I think what you said there is probably what would have been true. Like they would have the Saturn probably would have got better games, but the public would have been like, oh, it's not 3D. Yeah. I want 3D.
I want those like blocky heads and faces and
exactly
the polygons. Yeah. Okay. So Saturn later, you borrowed a Saturn. Obviously, you never bought one.
Well,
officially,
no. Well, officially, we don't. No. I mean, to be honest, I actually now own like 2 Saturns. Oh, actually, I think I own 3 Saturns technically, because one of my Saturns died, so I bought another one second hand, and then I got the fear of them all like dying, and actually one of them did die, and I modded it in the end. So one of my Saturns has got a what's it called? Oh, a satiator. Do you know the satiator?
Mm-hmm.
I've got one of those in one of my Saturns, so I can play games off an SD card. But yeah, 2 of my other Saturns are still going, I think. I hope.
You sound like me in Dreamcast. I have like 3 Dreamcasts.
Yeah.
One of them is working, at least. Anyway, so speaking of Dreamcast, how was your experience with the Dreamcast, by the way?
Ooh, yeah. So basically, before the Dreamcast launched, I was like all over that. I was buying magazines about it. I was buying the Dreamcast magazine. Because I think I was getting Sega Saturn magazine, and Sega Saturn magazine was talking about the Dreamcast. And then I think they launched like 1 or 2 issues of the official Dreamcast magazine in the UK before the Dreamcast had launched. So it was like almost like, hey, this is what's coming out. Dreamcast is coming out and stuff, and like showing off like Japanese games and what Europe's going to get. And I was like, I need to get this, and I did get one. Technically, I got one just after launch, but I wasn't given it until a while later because, again, my dad didn't want me to have another games console.
There's always a story with you.
My mum bought me one very kindly for a birthday, Christmas present sort of thing. And it was meant to be my birthday present, but she had to, get my dad on a good day, I guess. And basically, I didn't get it for my birthday, and it was actually Christmas that I was given it, basically. So I got a launch console in the first week, I guess it was, because I think, yeah, because we pre-ordered it and we got like a special voucher or something. Like when you pre-ordered it from a shop over here, you got like, I think you got money off, or you got like a £50 voucher to on a game or something. So we were kind of seeing it saving a bit of money. So yeah, so basically got like a free game with it. And but yeah, I didn't get it straight away. So it's like in a cupboard in my house for ages.
Oh,
I didn't
God.
get to play on it. It's one of those things like,
And did you know that at the time?
yeah, I knew it. 'Cause I actually went
Oh,
with the shop to my mum
no.
to get it. So I knew I was getting it. I actually chose the two games. So I got it with Sonic Adventure and Speed Devils were the two games I
Okay.
got with it. And yeah, and that was also interesting because I chose Speed Devils because I was really into the San Francisco Rush games, or
Uh-huh.
the Rush games on the N64. I thought they were great fun. I thought Speed Devils kind of looks a bit like that. And the reviews were kind of mixed. They're kind of sort of semi-positive or average. And I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. And Sonic Adventure, obviously, because it's a 3D Sonic game. And oh my God, that's going to be amazing. And I remember like playing Speed Devils for like a little bit. I was like, meh, it's okay, it's not great. And then I played Sonic Adventure until I got stuck at one point. There's one bit in Sonic Adventure where you had to, it was like one of those puzzles in the overworld. And I just, for some reason, I couldn't work it out. I was like, I need to go somewhere, but I don't know where to go. So I was just running around the overworld. I was like, I'm bored. I need to stop playing this game for a bit. And I put in Speed Devils, and Speed Devils has ended up being possibly one of my all-time favorite racing games. Like it's up there in my top three. It's
Oh.
such a fun racing game. It's so good. If you go into championship, by the way, the multiplayer in it is trash. It's one of the worst multiplayer experiences ever. It's really the multiplayer is just boring for some reason, but the single player in the championship mode, it's like a really good career that you have to go through. And like, if you don't know the game, your cars get damaged in them and stuff. They do go slow and stuff, but the environments are active, as it were. So like, there's a Hollywood set where there's a T-Rex roaming around and stuff. There's levels in snow with avalanches coming down and stuff like that, and a level in like Mexico with a UFO flying overhead and stuff like that. It's really cool, really good game. So give it a try if
Yeah,
you're a Dreamcast fan and have played it.
I never played it, so yeah.
So good, so much fun. So yeah,
Need
that
to
I was
check it
hooked
out.
on that for ages. So I didn't finish Sonic Adventure for a while after that because I got so hooked on that game.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, so you got them all. You got all the consoles. Okay.
Yeah,
Good
pretty
job.
much.
Good
Yeah,
job.
yeah. Oh, and I got a Master System later. Actually, when did I get the Master System? I think I got the Master System after I got a Dreamcast. So
Okay.
I bought a Master System after. So yeah, I basically got all the main Sega consoles.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you were obviously a big Sega fan. So fast forward a few years, and you were with Chris, you created Sega Nerds. Just forgot about Sega Nerds, obviously, of course. You guys created Sega Nerds. Did you guys do it together? Was it like more of his idea? How did it start?
So it actually started before Sega Nerds. So we were both on the Sega America forums, if you remember those things, and we're just in the same sort of, I guess, threads and areas and stuff. We didn't know each other at all. And then one day he put up a post saying, "Hey, everybody, I want to make a Sega, like a Dreamcast fan site, basically. And does anyone want to help me?" And I was like, hell yeah. So I messaged him a few times and stuff. And I was the only person who responded. So we got to messaging, got to chatting. He asked me to write a couple of reviews, I think. So I started writing some reviews, and he's like, yeah, this is great. We could start building something. So he created a tripod website, if you remember those as well. And it's called Dreamcaster's Realm. And the tripod website still exists. So if you Google dreamcastersrealm.tripod or something like that, you can find it. But we did a Dreamcast based website for quite a few years, and we moved away from the tripod site at one point. And it was just dreamcastersrealm.com or dcrealm.com, I think we bought in the end. And so we were doing this Dreamcast website for a while. We had lots of reviews. We had some interviews. Like we talked about PSO getting put back online with Shaq's server. I don't know if you remember that back in the day. So we like had an interview with the guy behind that, and we had some cheats and stuff. It was just like a fun website, really. And then the host, there's something wrong with the host, like their server crashed or something, and they lost all of our files basically. So like a good like few years worth of like content was just lost in one fell swoop. Like they hadn't, we'd pay basically. We weren't really paying much for the service, and they were just a bit crap, and they just lost everything. So yeah, they hadn't even backed stuff up, and like I guess this was kind of still like the earlier days of the internet, because we didn't have a CMS. We were using Microsoft Front Page to upload to the website. If you remember that program at all, I don't know if you know that. For listeners, basically with that, you had to download a copy of your website to your computer, make the changes on your computer, then re-upload the website. And if something went wrong, you could potentially wipe your whole website out, basically. But yeah, so, and then, yeah, we lost everything. And then I think it was like a little bit after, Chris was just like, okay, we can either try and build Dreamcaster's Realm back up, or we could do Sega. We could do just a Sega website, because the Dreamcast is kind of dead at this point. I mean, stuff was still going on in the community, but they weren't really making any new games and stuff. So Chris was like, let's just do a Sega website. And then he's like, I think I've got a great idea for a name. What about Sega Nerds? And I was like, yeah, I like it. So that's how we started Sega Nerds. It was like a collaboration. It kind of was Chris's idea, but it was a collaboration on both our parts. So I was in it from the beginning. We sort of pulled together we got a WordPress website going, and it was amazing actually having a CMS there, and yeah, just pumping out news and stuff, and we had a really cool forums and things like that at the time. And yeah, at one point we were technically, I think we were like the biggest Sega fan site around at one point, like in terms of visitors and numbers, because we were getting something like over 3 million views a month or something, which we kept having to pay extra for our server, our hosting costs, because our audience just kept going up and up and up. It was crazy. But yeah, it's so yeah, that's kind of how, I guess. Good times. It's great times. Great. Those are the great times. Those are great times. And then I
remember those days as well. Yeah, fondly. Okay. And so you're obviously Sega Nerds then transformed into something a little bit different, into a different project, right?
That's right.
I think we talked about this last time you and Chris were on the show. So if people want more info, just go back and listen to that interview. But you then decided to create this new kind of magazine. With still a focus on Sega, but not just Sega, right? Megavisions magazine.
That's right.
Where did the idea come from? How did it happen?
I mean, at this point, so for those who don't know, we kind of wound down Sega Nerds at one point, and that was around the time that the Sega bits sort of took off and stuff. So some of the team from Sega Nerds some of the teams on Sega Nerds kind of launched Sega Bits, because Sega Nerds was kind of going downhill a bit through various reasons. Basically, Chris was like going through like a divorce and stuff at the time. I had a really crappy job. I was taking up all my time. Other people had moved away, so Sega Nerds was starting to wound down, and we kind of closed the doors on Sega Nerds, and other websites took off, which was great. And then we kind of brought Sega Nerds back in a way. This was a few years later, but these other websites have kind of claimed their dominance in the area basically, and they're doing a fantastic job. So at that point, we're sort of like, Sega Nerds is still kind of fun, but we could do something a bit different. And Chris, in his professional life, he is a editor for a Air Force magazine in America. So he works for the Air Force, and he's like one of the editors on staff basically there. In my past, I'd actually worked for a magazine company, which included editing articles, writing articles, and also laying out articles. So I knew sort of all the software and stuff and how to use it and things like that. So Chris was like, we could look at doing like a Sega magazine. And I was like, yes, I've always wanted to do a Sega magazine. Like, genuinely, like I actually have some old notes from my childhood with me writing down like ideas for magazines and stuff. And one of them was a Sega magazine. And I was actually at my parents' house this weekend clearing out my old room, and I found a load of this stuff. I was like taking pictures of it going, oh my God, I remember this stuff. This is great. So yeah, I was like, I've always wanted to do my own magazine. A video game magazine would be amazing. Let's do one on Sega. So yeah, and then I think Chris came up with the name for Megavisions magazine. which we were initially thinking of like Sega Nerds magazine, but there's the issue of sort of copyright and stuff like that. I know you can sort of get away with like an unofficial Sega magazine because there's a couple out there now which have the word name Sega in them, but we sort of wanted to move away from that sort of possible, copyright issues or anything like that by using the Sega name. But it also gave us a bit of freedom that if we wanted to look at other things and possibly not Sega, we could do.
Yeah, obviously.
So yeah, because some of the games we cover are not actually made by Sega or on a Sega system. They are like indie games inspired by Sega, for example. And sometimes we've built up relationships with some of those indie studios, so we then might cover another game that they've done which maybe isn't inspired by Sega, but it's kind of like still a cool game. It's kind of got the retro feel to it. So Megavision's magazine, in a way, it's Sega focused still. So we do cover a lot of Sega stuff. Sega's still our main jam, as it were. But we do sometimes branch out and look at some cool indie retro style games and stuff, which we really like. So yeah,
Awesome. And so it's a brilliant magazine that it looks good, has great content.
Thank
so
you.
People can check it out. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, Graham, when we come back from our quick break. And I know that you want to announce something interesting and something exciting going forward regarding Megavision. So people should look forward to that. But we're going to take a quick break now.
Fantastic.
We'll be right back. Greetings, fellow Sega fans. It's time for another 60-second game. This time, Binary Domain, released in 2012 for the Xbox 360 and PS3. Start the clock. Binary Domain is a third-person shooter developed by the people behind the Yakuza games before they were known as Ryuga Gotoku Studio. Due to poor advertising by Sega in the West, it flew under most people's radars at the time, but it found a strong fanbase amongst the ones who played the game. It is set in a future version of Tokyo. The gameplay is excellent since the AI adapts to your playstyle, making it trickier to progress, and the game was visually impressive for the time. But for me, two things made it stand out. The story, in which you're a part of a task force assigned to find the person responsible for an android attack, but there's so much more depth to the plot than that, and the issues addressed by the game's story really got me thinking. The second standout feature is the consequence system, meaning your choices throughout the game affect who your allies will be, and even the ending of the game will be affected by the level of trust between you and your team members. Binary Domain is available on Steam, but definitely deserves a re-release on current-gen consoles. And time. In short, play Binary Domain if you want to have a lot of fun with a largely underrated Sega gem. Welcome back, Graham. We have Graham Cookson, the sexiest man alive. It just keeps. I started with sexy, then sexiest man in the community. Now sexiest man alive. So you're being promoted left and right.
People will be so disappointed if they Google me after this. By the way, okay.
Graham, you've been on this show before, so you know, and you've been on special editions of this show, which have been nothing but torture. But you know, you can't come on the Sega Lounge without the Sega Lounge Challenge, right? You know that. You when you signed up for this, you already knew. You're not a newcomer, so you know. It's not a surprise.
Now that you know our guests, it's time to put them to the test. It's the moment we've waited for, and the moment they dread.
Welcome to your doom.
I mean, welcome to the Sega Lounge Challenge.
So before we go any further, we need to, get through this Sega Lounge Challenge. And today I have something special for you. We have the ultimate Sega Fan Challenge. This is what I've been doing with people this season, mostly. And this is a set of 10 questions.
Oh, God.
Not just questions, there's music involved. But 10. You can get up to 20 points. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
But because I'm your friend, 10 points will suffice.
Okay.
It's 10 out of 20. It's not that easy, though. It's always up to you because you can choose between easy or hard questions. So
Oh, no.
every easy question gives you 1 point for a correct answer. A hard question gives you 2 points. So think about
Wow.
that when you're choosing.
Do I get to know roughly what the topic is beforehand, or?
Yeah, Sega.
Yes. Oh, damn it. Oh, wait, this is a Sega podcast. I only like Nintendo. I don't belong here. Okay.
Yeah, so no Super Mario 64, unfortunately.
Ah, man.
No,
Okay.
I'm afraid not. So, are you ready, Graham, for our Ultimate Sega Fan Challenge?
Oh, yeah. Go
No,
on,
you're
man.
not.
No.
You can't fool anyone.
I'm sort of thinking if I just go with the hard questions in each one, if I get it wrong, I'm like, oh, it's a hard question. That's why I got it wrong. But if
Yeah.
I get it right, I look like a genius. Maybe I'll do that.
Some people, think like that, and then they regret it. But okay, it's up to you. So,
God.
first question is actually a question. So, question is your hard question, Graham.
I'm going to go with my tactic. I'm going to go hard. Let's go with hard. Yeah.
People always do that. I don't know why.
no.
Okay. So for you, I have a very special new hard question here for you. Are you familiar with Streets of Rage 4?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Not much, though, I have to admit.
Okay. So the question is, in Sonic Adventure, collecting rings as Sonic in Casinopolis, or Casinopolis, depending on how you want to pronounce it. So collecting rings and depositing them in the vault serves 2 purposes. One is to gain access to a platform and end the stage. Right? You can collect the emerald.
Yeah.
What's the other purpose of collecting rings?
Oh,
Something happens when you collect rings. In the
I'm trying to think
casino
now.
stage. Yep.
I know. Oh, wait, hold on. Is there? Okay, I do remember something happening. Is this something that happens in the lobby area of the casino or something? How specific do you need me to be? Because
I mean, there's really no way not to be specific with the correct answer. I mean, I don't know.
Man.
So, do you remember how you collect rings in this stage?
You go to the you like
the pinball tables.
Yeah, go in the pinball thing. The pinball tables, like
Yeah.
the Knights pinball and stuff like that.
Knights
yeah.
pinball, Sonic pinball. So yeah, and then you when you quit those stages, you can go to the vault.
Yeah,
And then you press the button and
the rings come out. And they
the
fill up
claw
ring vault,
shakes
yeah.
Sonic and
Yeah.
rings come out. So as you keep collecting rings, there's another sort of not really hidden but second purpose of that. They do something with the rings. If you're paying attention,
Do you know what? I can't.
maybe
I
it's
don't
the
know.
lobby. I don't know. I can't tell you anything
In my head,
else.
something happens in the lobby with like a decoration or something. Something happens in
Maybe.
No. Is there? Oh no,
There is.
Um,
I know.
No.
I don't know what you were thinking, but yes, there is. Is there? There is. Yes.
Oh god.
So what happens, Graham? Collecting rings in Casinopolis.
Oh my god. Yeah. This. I feel like I know it.
Go with your gut.
Oh wait. No. Yeah. Is it a Sonic statue or something? Is it a Sonic statue appears like and it's made of golden rings?
I don't know.
Oh
You
God!
tell
No.
me.
Yes, that's one go. It's something, some sort of. It's something like a statue made of rings or something. Yeah, I'm going with that. It's a Sonic the Hedgehog statue made of rings.
Okay. So you're collecting rings to help build a Sonic statue made of rings.
Yeah, that sounds stupid now. Something. It's something like that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you. Yeah. That's what I'm going with it.
Final
Yeah,
answer?
yeah, I'm going with that. Yeah.
Okay. So a Sonic statue made of rings sounds awesome. I don't know how exactly that works. How do you like put the rings together to make a Sonic statue though? But okay. But the correct answer is, so you collect rings to help build a golden Sonic statue in the center
Hey.
of the lobby. So I will give you the 2 points. Well done.
Yes. Thank
Good
you.
job. Yes.
Oh.
Definitely
man.
that. Well
You're
done.
so. You. I really had the in my head I was like, yeah, it's definitely some sort of decoration thing that happens in the lobby, and then you were like, oh no, yeah, okay, you're a bad man.
I am. I know.
Really questioning everything in my head. Like I was just thinking that there's definitely a Sonic statue. Do you build that? Is that there originally, or is that
No,
always there? So
if I'm not mistaken, as you deposit the rings in the vault and you come out into the lobby, I think you can see the various, parts of the statue being built. You start with the feet, and then
yeah.
I don't remember how many rings you need to collect and deposit, but I do think you can see the progress of the statue being built. And in the Knuckles stage, when you go to Casinopolis with Knuckles, you can actually see the statue there.
Ah,
There's a spot in Sonic's shoes that you can break, and you destroy the entire statue. I do remember that.
oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try. I definitely don't remember destroying it. As
Yeah.
Knuckles, but yeah, maybe I'll give
There's
that
a
try.
specific spot you can punch, and you destroy the statue. And sometimes
Awesome.
you find the emerald shard. Anyway, good job. 2 points. Good job. Off to a great start. And usually people don't start this way. So good job.
Hey,
Great strategy.
Whoa.
Okay, let's go with number 2. Number 2 is not a question. Number 2 is a song.
Oh, okay.
So it's a clip, short clip, 10-second long clip of a Sega song. And you can get 1 point for the game it's from, and 1 point for the track title or where it plays in the game. If it's like a stage theme, you can tell me where it plays. Okay, that works.
So
as
wait,
well.
so do you need both, or
You
just
can
one?
if you give me the game, you get 1 point. You get another point, an extra point for
Right.
the track
Okay.
itself. Okay?
Okay. Right, oh dear.
So let's take a listen to this first track.
Ooh, I mean, it sounds fantastic. I love it. I'm really not sure what it could be from. Like, I mean, basically almost any 80s or 90s Sega game could come in, arcade game could come into my head there. Oh,
What does it sound like? What kind of game does it sound like?
it sounds like it could be like one of Sega's old driving, like racing games, or like one of their flying games or something. But I can't really think of what it could be. Ah, damn it.
So if you had to pick one of those kinds of games, or those games of that genre,
Weirdly, in my head, I'm getting like G-Shock or Afterburner. No, not G-Shock, sorry, G-Lock. I don't know
G-Lock,
what's
yes.
yeah, G-Shock's a watch
It's,
brand.
yes,
I don't know why I said
Casio. Yeah.
Yeah. Other brands are available. Damn.
So game and track. I'm gonna need an answer, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be right, just an answer.
I'm gonna go for Afterburner. Actually, I'm gonna give Afterburner a try. Let's try that. Afterburner.
Afterburn. And what track is it?
I have no idea. Like the The first level. I don't
Okay.
know.
So the first level in Afterburner.
Yeah.
Okay, Graham. So this is not the first level in Afterburner. So that's not a point you get. No, this is not a point you will get. Maybe you can get the other point for the game. This track is called. Actually, let me tell you the title of the track. Maybe it will help.
No.
The track is called Outride a Crisis. Does it ring any bell?
Outride a Crisis. That does actually.
And I'm going to tell you, it's not Afterburner, unfortunately. It's Super Hang-On.
Oh no!
And this was the Mega Drive version.
Oh no! You're kidding? When you first played it, I genuinely thought of Hang On, like Super Hang On.
Okay.
But then I've not really played that game that much. Actually, that's why I should have gone with it, actually, because I was thinking I don't really recognize it, but I kind of do. But man,
Part of the Mega Games 1 cartridge that came with my Mega Drive. Actually got it with Sonic 1 and the Mega Games 1 cartridge. It had Super Hang-On, World Cup Italia 90, and columns. So
great! I love World Cup Italia '90.
go.
Yeah.
Okay. So no worries. 2 points so far. Let's take a look at number 3. Number 3 is a question. So easy or hard?
Hard, please.
Hard, please. Okay. Okay. So hard question. Let's go with Sonic again. Before becoming the Sonic racing game Sonic R, what was the original project Traveler's Tales was working on for SEGA? It was supposed to be a different game, and it became Sonic R. What was the original project? Traveler's Tales, the developer, was working on for SEGA.
I think I do know the answer to this one. Wait, so hold on. Was it? Okay, right. Okay, I've got two things in my head. I've actually got. Can I ask a question? Actually,
Yes. You can. I don't know if I'll answer, but okay. Yes.
So, I think I'm just asking for clarity on the question in a way.
Yes.
So, was it just? Was it a game that they were just working on, or was it a specific Sonic game they were asked to work on, or something that then changed? I don't know if you can give me that answer.
I really can't, but it's a game. So
okay, I'll give you the answer I'm going to go with.
Okay.
So I know that they were working on a Formula One like racing game, and they wanted to make it into a Sonic, or Sega wanted them to make it into a Sonic branded title or something. So that's where the basis for Sonic Jam came from, or something.
Sonic
R.
R.
Sonic R. Sorry, it's not Sonic Jam. Sonic R. Yeah, that's where the basis for it came from. So yeah, it was. What was it called? Sonic TT or something like that.
I don't really need you to tell me the title or working title or anything.
Okay.
Just the game that they were working on.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
According to you, the answer is they were working on.
It was like a Formula One style game that was mixed with Sonic somehow.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that would work. I think maybe Sonic characters are driving Formula One games or something, Formula One cars or something.
So
something
basically,
like
Sonic Drift.
Basically, Sonic Drift. Yeah.
So your answer is a Formula One game.
Yeah.
The correct answer, Graham, is
God.
a Formula One game. Yes. Well done. Yes. To my knowledge, they were working on a Formula One game, and Sega wanted them to incorporate the Sonic aspect of it, and so they came up with Sonic R. Yeah.
Man.
Exactly. Good job. 2 points.
Yay.
Wow.
We could have had like Sonic and All Stars Racing on the Saturn. How cool would that be?
Yeah. Okay, good job. So it's back to songs. because
okay.
we love songs. And so let's take a listen to another one. Remember, 1 point for the game, 1 point for the track.
Cool. Okay.
Take a listen. I think you know this one. Let's see.
Oh my god.
Maybe not, or maybe not.
It's so annoying because like these old games all sound fantastic, and they all sound very
So
similar.
you're saying it's an old game.
It sounds like an old game,
Okay.
like sort of 80s or 90s.
That's something. That's a starting point.
Jeez. Oh man.
So how old?
I think it may be late 80s or early 90s.
So in terms of like system, is it an 8-bit
Mega Drive.
track? Mega Drive.
I'm thinking like 16-bit.
Okay. That's a starting point.
Yeah.
What kind of game again?
This is it like, oh, wait. Okay, I've got a game in my head, which is probably completely wrong. Is it one of the Shinobi games?
Are
that's
you
not
asking
right, is
or
it? I'm asking you now.
saying?
Oh no!
Because
Oh,
you know
dear.
that's not exactly how this works. Yeah. Right.
You sure I can't ask you questions? Oh no! This is so annoying. I feel like I'm normally quite good at the music side, but it's not. I'm going for Shinobi 3.
Shinobi 3.
Yeah, that's. I think that's like one of the most popular ones. So.
What track? What level? Whatever.
Oh, gee. Okay. I'm gonna blow your mind right now. I'm not the biggest fan of Shinobi 3.
I prefer Return of Shinobi, so it's okay.
Wait, which one's? Okay, wait a second. Which one's Return of Shinobi? That's Meg. Oh wait. Oh.
I don't know. It's the one that's called Return of Shinobi. It's the one with the with Spider-Man and stuff.
Okay, I'm going with Shinobi 3. I'm going with Shinobi 3. Because I actually think I'm getting myself confused between some of them, but I think Shinobi 3 is the one that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't think I can think of
It's okay.
what level it is.
It's okay.
I genuinely can't think of a level. Like
Okay. It's cool.
maybe it's the credit. No, it's not the credits or something. I don't think it's the first level either, though. Like, is it the end credits or something? The end credits, maybe. Let's go with the end credits. Like, that's what I'm doing.
So, final answer. Shinobi 3,
Yeah.
end credits.
Yeah.
Okay. This is tense. It's not the end credits.
Okay.
Good points.
It's not even Shinobi 3.
But is it Shinobi 3?
Probably
Or maybe
not.
it's Return of Shinobi. Not Return of Shinobi. Revenge of Shinobi. Maybe. I don't know. It's a Shinobi game. I'll give
Is
you
it?
that.
Oh,
I'll
I
give
got
you
that
It's a
close.
Shinobi
Yay!
game. It is.
Excellent.
The correct game is Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master. Yes.
Oh, no way. You're kidding.
Yes, 1 point. This is Idaten, which I believe is the second stage when you're like riding on horseback. So
Oh, you.
I think that's the
Oh,
section.
you're
this is
kidding
from.
me.
I think so.
Okay, again, this is. You're probably going to think I'm lying. I was genuinely thinking of the horse bit at one point, but I didn't know what part of the game that was. I didn't know if that was actually a bonus stage or like a level.
I'm actually not quite sure. I'm saying this, but I'm not really sure if that's
Okay.
Idatino or Whirlwind, which is another great song. But you know,
Man.
it's not the end credits, so doesn't matter.
Wow, I'm actually happy I got Shinobi 3 to be honest, because I don't.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to throw out a little factoid for you here. The best Shinobi game I played is Shinobi on the Game Gear. Just saying.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I
just
know.
love that
I know
game.
a
I
lot
thought
of
that game
people.
was brilliant.
Alex Kidd in Shinobi World is also a great game, by the way, which I've played recently.
I never actually played that one.
Oh,
so
you
need
should.
to play that.
It's a great game. Really,
Yeah?
really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Okay. So, 5 points. You're halfway there. That's amazing. And we're going into question 5. So again,
Okay.
easy or hard, Graham?
I will go hard.
Yeah, you're doing great with the hard questions.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's go really, really hard.
Oh, no. You just said hard. Just hard, not really hard.
They're all really hard. Okay, so in 2008 in Japan and 2009 in the West, Yuji Naka's studio Probe released a game that required the player to tap a flat surface.
Yes.
Wait for the question with their hands to play.
Yeah.
A Wii game, it utilized the Wiimote's accelerometer to pick up the vibrations of the player's taps.
Mhm.
What is the name of the Japanese composer of the 8-bit version of Sonic the Hedgehog? No, I'm kidding. The question is, what is the title of that game released by Probe in 2008 in Japan and 2009 in the West?
It is Let's Tap. And the funny thing is, I found my version of it at my parents' house at the weekend. That's what reminded me of it. So I'm so glad you asked that question after. Because I was like, I remember this game.
2 points. Yes, it is. Yes.
Oh, so good. Yeah, because it didn't just come in a normal Wii box. It actually had like a big cardboard box, which you lay the controls on. And that's what I found. I was like, oh yeah, I've got the box.
You had to tap the box, right? So to make the things move on screen.
Yes.
The various like mini games.
Yeah. It's pretty fun actually. It's a pretty fun little party game.
It's great soundtrack, by the way, as well. Great soundtrack.
Yeah, I can't really remember it, but I'll take your word on that, and I'm sure it's really good.
Okay, so that means 7 points already, Graham. You're doing amazingly well at this. So let's see. Maybe we'll set a new record here.
Ooh.
Number 6 is another song.
Oh no!
Ooh.
I'll take that. Okay.
Ooh, and let's take a listen to this one. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I mean, it sounded epic, whatever that was.
It is epic.
Wow. You're doing some very tough ones. Oh, wow.
What does it sound like to you?
I'm trying to think.
What kind of game? What kind of like system era?
I feel like it's either going to be a late Mega Drive one or a Saturn game, possibly.
Okay.
I'm still getting sort of early vibes from it. It's got quite a decent bass to it, so that makes me feel like it's more advanced than the Mega Drive. I'm getting a vibe of like an adventure or an RPG kind of game from that, maybe. Or, then again, actually, it could be a shooter game because they always have cool soundtracks as well. Oh man, what could that be? This is what I don't think I've actually heard that before ever, so I think it might be a game I've never played or it's one I've not really played before.
So,
jeez.
Want to take a guess?
I mean, could it be? I mean, actually, well, I was going to say a game, but it's a game I've actually played and finished before, so I'm not sure it would be this one, but it kind of feel like it could be. I'm going to go with. No, this can't be right. I know this isn't right, and I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going with Shining Force 3. I don't know why. It's just I'm getting this weird vibe of it. But I'm not sure if it is. Oh no! Damn it, Casey! I hate you. Why?
So your answer. I need an answer.
I'm so not Shining Force 3. I know that.
Okay.
I'm going for Shining Force 3. I can't think though.
Where does it play in the game?
Where doesn't it play? That's the real question.
It's the entire game is just this song.
It's just that one song
in loop.
and just that like 5 seconds. That's what it is.
Exactly.
It's not even I'd love that.
I wouldn't mind this. I love this song.
things. I know it's not the opening because I know the opening music
Mm-hmm.
perfectly for Shining Force 3. It's one of my favorite openings for any game I've ever seen. So I don't. That's the thing. I'm not even sure if it is. I don't even think it is Shining Force 3. So this is a problem. And it's probably not going to be a Saturn game, is it? You're going to be trick me. It's going to be a freaking Master System game or a gaming game, isn't it?
You're overthinking this.
You're playing with my mind way too much. Okay, I'm sticking with Shining Force 3. I'm going to say it's. But I can't think where it is.
Just
Maybe
say
it's like
something.
the end credits or something.
Okay.
I
Maybe this time we'll get the end credits.
don't know.
Okay, so final answer, right? Shining Force
Yeah, that's-
3, the end credits.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. It's
Okay,
Not, it's not.
okay.
I know it's not.
So it's not the end credits, unfortunately. So it's not this. This is not the correct track. So no points for the track. The answer may surprise you here
Uh-oh.
when it comes to the game. I'm going to tell you, this is my SEGA song of 2020.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
So this is not Shining Force 3. This is
2020?
Streets of Rage 4.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yes, this is called Rising Up. It plays during the elevator sequence of the Y Tower stage.
Damn it. I have not played that game enough.
Ah,
I've
you
only-
should. It's amazing. This
I
is
d-
my favorite track from the game.
Oh man. Okay, that's
So good.
That's, yeah, that's a great track. I need to play that game more because
Yes.
yeah, I played it once with Chris online, and at the end, my Switch for some reason didn't save it, and I didn't save any of my progress, so I didn't even get like an achievement or anything.
Ah,
So I was like,
okay.
God damn it! So I basically finished the game. I was like, I didn't get anything out of it.
We
So I haven't
need
played it
to play it
since.
together on stream or something one of
Yes.
these days. And the
Yeah.
new DLC is amazing as well. The new
Okay, yeah, I need to. Okay, I need to get into
Really
it. Again.
recommend
Okay,
it.
right, cool.
Okay, so no points there, but still 7
worries.
points, 3 points away from our goal of 10 points. So, question number 7, Graham. Easy or hard?
Oh,
almost
hard,
there.
obviously. Let's
Hard,
go for
obviously,
hard.
of
Yeah.
course. Of
Come on,
course.
we can do this.
Okay.
Let's
So-
mix the points up.
Okay. Okay. In the 1984 SG-1000 game, Girl's Garden,
Oh yeah.
what's the name of the titular girl?
Okay.
I
know
do
this.
have options if you need them. Or maybe you know the answer because you're crushing these hard questions.
I do. I actually wrote an article about this on Sega Nerds back in the day, so I feel like I do know it. Maybe. Maybe. Will I lose any points if I get the?
Nope.
If you give me the. Okay.
Nope.
Let's. Yeah. Maybe give
Okay.
me.
Believe it or not, even with the options, many people get this wrong. So, option A, Minto. Minto.
I gotta write this down.
Option
actually.
B,
Minto.
Papri. Papri. So Papri. Papri.
Okay.
Option C, Coco. Cocco. Minto, Papri, or Coco?
Wait. How do you spell Coco? C-O.
Cocco.
Oh, okay. I completely misspelled. I spelled C-O-C-O. That's.
Oh,
that's
no,
right.
that's Coco.
Oh.
So Minto, Papri, or Coco? What's the name of the girl? She's got a garden.
Those have not helped me at all. I'm sure. Cause yeah. Oh man. Okay, hold on a second. Minto.
Minto,
Okay.
Papri,
Okay,
or Coco?
I think I do know it. Actually, I think I do know it. Is it Papri? I'm going with Papri.
Final answer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know it's not Coco. Minto. No, it's definitely not Minto. It's definitely Papri. Yeah. No,
Why is it not
Papri.
Minto or Coco?
Because of reasons that I know it's not Coco because that's Minto. I feel like is just a name you just made up. I'm pretty sure It's not Coco. So the two I'd be tossing up between would actually be Papri and Coco. Minto, I'm pretty sure you've made up. Papri, I believe, is the name. So I'm going for it.
So final answer.
Yes.
Okay. So I have made this question a long time ago, but I do believe all three names are in the game.
Are they? Oh no.
Okay. So just
oh no.
to throw this out
Got it
there.
wrong.
I'm
sure.
I'm just checking now, and they're all in the game. One of them is the boyfriend.
Oh no.
The other one is the girl. The other one is the other girl. So if you remember, the story of this game is the girl is collecting flowers, picking up flowers to send to her boyfriend, who is going to another girl for some reason. And so he thinks, yeah, I'm going to just pick flowers and avoid getting eaten by bears because I love that guy. And so the guy is Minto.
Oh, okay.
The other girl is Coco.
Oh.
So Peppery is the correct answer. 2 points. Well done.
You. God, you're kidding me. You're kidding me, man.
Good job. 9 points. Good save there. Good save. Okay.
God,
Graham, deep breaths.
This is tense. This
Yes.
is so tense.
We're 3 questions away. The next one is the last song.
Okay.
You know, I like to
so.
keep things interesting. So the last song is reversed. Okay. So it's a short clip in reverse.
I'm not even doing well with the right way round ones.
I know you know this song. For sure. I know for a fact that you know this song. So focus. Okay? 1 point for the song, 1 point for the game. Let's take a listen.
Wow. A game came to my head straight away, but the more it played, I'm not sure anymore. Wow. Oh, daddy-o. I mean, okay, I'm not sure. I'm just going to say the name of the game that came to my head straight away, which was Golden Axe. I'll guess it's what are the levels on Golden Axe? I don't remember them now.
1, 2,
the first
3,
level. Yeah. Although it could be Turtle Village, which is the second
Turtle
level,
Village. Yeah. For example.
I don't think how. Yeah, I'm going for Golden Axe, and I'm gonna go for Turtle Village. Screw it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just yeah.
Yeah. Just throw it out there. Why not?
Golden
probably
Axe
wrong,
Turtle Village is your final answer.
That is, yeah.
Okay, so before I tell you what it is, I'm going to play it the right way around. Okay, so not in reverse. And then you tell me.
Oh, fucking hell.
So, Graham.
That's not Golden Axe.
This is a song that I've been listening a lot in the last couple of weeks because I've been playing Picross S Mega Drive and Master System Edition on the Switch, which is a Picross game that made by Jupiter, but it's all Sega related.
Okay.
So, and this plays in the main Picross mode. So over and over again, over and over again. This is Passing Breeze from Outrun, obviously. And so, unfortunately, no points. Not Golden Axe. Not Golden Axe. You need one more point, my friend, to get out of this alive. And I'm going to give you... You have two questions left. The last question is hard, so you can't choose. So this next one is the last one. You can choose an easy question if you want.
Hell no. We're going for hard. Hard all the way.
Awesome.
Screw it.
Awesome. Okay. Let's go with the hard question.
Okay.
In stage 10 of Streets of Rage 4,
Oh, God. No.
which is called To the Concert, You fight on rooftops, and at one point you can see the clothes of a famous video game character hanging out to dry. Which character is it?
Oh.
There are loads of Easter eggs in Streets of Rage 4, by the way.
Oh man. Okay. That rings a bell. Oh god. Oh no.
So gun to the head, what's the name that's, that came to you
Jesus.
immediately? If you had to pick just one character straight away.
I mean, the problem is, I'm actually not.
What do you think? Clothes.
I don't know.
Clothes. Iconic clothes from of a video game character. Go.
Oh god.
Don't think, just say.
Okay, I've in my head it's like Sonic the Hedgehog's shoes or something. But I actually can't remember if that's right.
Okay.
Oh man.
Now you can think about it a little bit more. Maybe it is Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know. I'm not saying it's not. So if it's so, you think just the shoes, or would we have anything else?
It would be the gloves as well, basically.
Maybe. Does Sonic have socks, or are those socks? Or
I'm never sure if he actually has socks. Like
what's that like white thing above the shoe?
I guess they're socks.
Maybe
socks.
It's like
socks,
gloves,
and
socks, gloves, and shoes.
Are you actually are you helping with the answer here, or is this you're leading me down the wrong path?
I'm enjoying myself. I just.
Oh no!
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Oh no!
So do you think we'd have socks, gloves, and shoes hanging out to dry on the rooftop of a building in Streets of Rage 4?
See, the problem is I haven't played this game enough. I vaguely remember something being in the background, but I can't remember what it is. So. Oh no, this is not good.
I'm going to tell you there are references to many pop culture things.
Okay.
Even non-video game things, even non-SEGA things as well.
Although you said it was... Did you say it was a video game character?
It was a famous video game character. The clothes of a famous video game character.
So it may not be SEGA. Ooh. Oh, this is annoying.
It could be anything or anyone.
Yeah, it could be.
So, what's your answer? What do you think? For glory.
Glory. Oh no. So yeah, I feel like I might have to just stick with
Sonic.
Oh yeah, I might just stick with Sonic. I'm slowing my voice down to try and rack my brain to see if there's anything else that it could be.
Trying to rely on your photographic memory. You've seen something, but you can't remember
I've
what it
definitely
was.
seen something. Really can't remember what it was. Oh no.
So I'm gonna need an answer, Graham.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna have to go for Sonic's shoes and gloves and maybe his socks.
And maybe his socks as well. Or maybe his skin. Or maybe that's a suit. That's like a Sonic Man suit.
Yeah. It's not.
Okay. So the answer is not Sonic, unfortunately. It involves a hat. There is a hat in there.
It's a hat.
The hat is red.
Red hat. Who's got a red hat? Oh, it's not Mario, is it? Oh god.
It is Mario. It is.
Oh,
yes,
no,
it is. Mario was the correct answer in stage 10 of Streets of Rage 4.
Oh no.
To the concert. You can find.
What was the easy question?
The easy question? I have loads of them, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have an easy question in mind just for that one?
No, I have a lot of them. I
Man,
just
okay,
picked
never
them
mind.
from the list as we go.
Okay,
Okay,
screw
so
it,
that
damn it.
means
Got one
we
wrong.
definitely need a correct answer now because we need 10 points. You only have 9, so it's time for our last question. Graham, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, so deep breaths.
This is not good.
Okay. What is the name? This always gives me a laugh. What is the name of the rideable beasts? Right, you have those beasts you can ride. The rideable beasts you find in the Golden Axe games.
Oh God. Oh, I do know some of them. Although, wait, actually,
They all, as a group, have a name.
oh, as a group. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh,
Think about it.
so I
What would you
thought they actually had
call-
individual names, didn't they?
They probably do as well.
Because they. Okay. Oh no. Yes. Okay. I know what you mean. Okay. Yes. So I do actually know the names of the monsters. Like they've actually got names. They've actually got individual names for them. So you've got like chicken leg. Then you got
Yep.
blue dragon, red dragon, green dragon, and then
Exactly.
in the Golden Axe Beast Rider game, they've got names like Abrax and other things like that. But I know what you mean. The actual collective name for them is it begins with a B. It's like biz. It's gonna sound weird. Bizarre. It's like Bizarrian or Bizarrane or something like that. Bizarre. How accurate do we to be? Can
I mean, you could. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
Exactly. 2 points.
Really? Did I get it? I'm going to go with bizarre. It's like bizarre.
Something bizarre.
Something.
You mean?
It's like Bizarrian or Bizarrane or bizarre. It sounds like bizarre.
Sounds
or
like
something,
bizarre.
but it's not bizarre. Okay, I'm going Bizarrian. Bizarrian came to my head first, but I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation of it. I don't know how to spell it either.
Okay.
So, but yeah, they've got yeah.
I
If
do
you want me to
believe
go
I
through
do
them-
believe I have the right pronunciation, but I'm not sure. Maybe. I
Oh,
don't.
okay.
So your answer is Graham. Final answer. Lock it in. What is it?
Bizarrian, I think. Yeah.
Bizarrian. So the
Yeah, something like
Bizarrians is your
Yeah, I
your
guess
answer.
that's yeah.
So to my understanding, the correct pronunciation is Bizarrians.
Yes.
2 points. Well done.
Oh my god. It would have genuinely been easier if you just asked me to name each individual one. Because I played Golden Axe Beast Rider not that long ago, so I know all the names in that, and I know the names of the original Golden Axe.
You're not the first person to say, it's chicken leg. No, that's not what I want. No. But good job. 11 points.
Hey.
Saved it in the
thank
end.
God.
This was tense. This was tense, but very good.
It's
Good
always
job.
tense. Oh man.
And that means you get out of this lounge with your Sega Lounge seal of approval. Good job.
Good
job.
Like, it's bad though because like I did so badly on the music.
No,
I feel like
it's not bad. 11 points is amazing. And let's take a moment to appreciate how you got almost all the hard questions right. Apart from the Streets of Rage 4 one. You went with all hard questions and you did amazing. So
I am going to play the hell out of that game for next time. And then,
you should.
And then you won't even mention it once. You won't even talk about Streets of Rage 4.
Okay, good job, Grib. So now that's out of the way, let's talk a little bit. So the final moments of this conversation. Let's talk about the news you have regarding Megavisions magazine. So there's a rebranding coming, right?
Sort of. It's not exactly a rebranding as such, but basically what's happening is, so if you are a fan of Megavisions or you know of Megavisions, we haven't actually put out an issue for quite a while. It's actually been probably over a year now, maybe even coming up to 2 years. That's due to various things going on in our lives in the world and stuff. But basically, one of the key things is that our main artist, Sketchcraft, he's an amazingly talented artist. If you've ever seen Megavision's printed issues, you'll know his art really well. He actually did most of like the layouts and stuff for the magazine and like the incredible artwork that went into it. He was very detailed, very good. But he's got bigger projects on these days. Like he's worked on some pretty big IPs in the gaming industry now. I assume I can say like he's done some work on the newest Spyro games and like Crash Bandicoot games and stuff like that.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, he's really talented.
Yeah, super talented dude. And sadly, because of his other priorities, it meant that putting out the issue that we wanted to sort of got really delayed, and then we sort of took a step back and we thought we sort of feel like we need to have a bit of a refresh. So we've kind of gone through a revamp, as it were, of Megavision. So it's not exactly a rebranding as such. Okay. It's still Megavision's. We've still got kind of the same logo and the same sort of color scheme and stuff going on. But what we're doing is we're redoing the magazine, so it's a lot. We're going to say cleaner and crisper. So before, the way Rob was doing it made it look like a retro magazine, like it was a magazine that was 50 years old. Well, hoping not 50 years old, but like 30 years old, kind of like brown sort of textures on it to make it look like it's aged and stuff. But we're going with a more modern approach, so the inside will be cleaner. We'll still have lots of colors in it, but it won't have the sort of faded retro look to it. Mm-hmm. Rob is still going to be involved in it, though. He is working on the covers and stuff, so you'll still see his artwork, and he'll do some other artwork inside as well. We've got some other artists as well helping us out, but yeah, Rob's still going to be around. Just he can't commit as much time to the magazine, as it were. So, but with this revamp, we're really excited because basically it means that we will be able to push out the magazine much more regularly. We're hoping to go bi-monthly to begin with, maybe even go monthly if that's a possibility. We'll see how that goes, but we're sort of going to sort of see. Actually, I think we're planning to go quarterly to begin with, actually, then hopefully go bi-monthly, just to sort of, once we get our feet, we should be able to push it out a lot faster because these new designs and templates are much easier for us to manage and stuff. We're still going to be covering pretty much the same stuff. So it's still a Sega focused magazine with a lot of indie stuff in there as well. But we are branching out a little bit in other areas. So occasionally when a big game comes out, we might have a bit of a focus on that. Especially if it's got a retro tie to it. So for this first issue, we've actually got a Final Fantasy VII retro versus Final Fantasy VII remake sort of article looking at that and stuff. Mm-hmm. We've got some great interviews as well. So we've actually got Cory Marshall, who's the voice of Ryo Hazuki. We've got an interview with him. We've got some great articles, like some features looking back at sort of the Mutant League games. Top 10 video game reboots, which is kind of a fun article because we're kind of rebooting the magazine, so we're going to look at video game reboots as well. And then looking back at Streets of Rage and stuff, and 90s consoles that time forgot. Plus, we've got some of the other columns that we used to have. So, what did I just play? Where we look at sort of either really weird or really bad games, or a bit of both. That people don't really talk about that. That's the article I actually write. So I normally play the game for the very first time when I'm writing the article. So I'm like, what the hell is this? And we've got a great article about the Dreamcast, about, sort of some of the modern releases that have come out. So what looking at 2021 and beyond. So we've got lots of reviews as well. So we've got some more modern reviews, plus we've got some retro reviews in there as well. So it's, it's pretty good. And so, we're going to keep pushing that forward. But we're actually launching the new issue very soon. It is actually, you can normally subscribe to our magazine via Patreon. Yeah. The actual time to sort of subscribe to this issue through Patreon, though, has now closed. They closed last week, I think it is. But don't despair, because basically you can still either get a digital version or you can get the physical version through our store, which is on our website. We're very excited, and then hopefully, we'll see lots more issues getting pushed out a lot more frequently, and it's a very exciting time for us. Yeah, we're really excited for this. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Patreon briefly. So people who want to support Megavisions and want to buy the physical edition. So how does it work? Do you actually gauge the interest of people for physical editions with Patreon?
Yes, that's what we do for each issue, basically. So if we're really lucky and like 50 million people decide, hey, we really want a physical magazine, we will, you know, we'll get enough printed, basically. That's never happened yet. But basically, yeah, essentially we gauge how many people want a physical version. Like say if it's 1,000 people, for example, we'll make sure that 1,000 people definitely have a copy, but we also print a bit extra to be able to sell to people who maybe didn't get to the Patreon or what have you. And we obviously haven't been able to do it in the last year or so, but we plan to go to more conventions and events so we can sort of sell issues there as well, which we've done in the past a little bit, but with COVID, it's been a bit trickier, especially lately. But yeah, so yeah, you can still get it on our website. So if you go to Megavisions, it's megavisions.net. If you go to megavisionsmag.com, it will actually redirect to megavisions.net, which is our newer website. But we have a store button at the top there, which you can find our back issues and any current issues, and also any posters. We actually also have posters. So Rob actually works on a lot of poster work for us. So we've got a really cool like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one there, which is brilliant. That actually people seem to snap that up. We've got a really cool 90s bedroom style poster, which is like an old school CRT TV surrounded by like Sega posters and stuff like that. It looks really cool.
That's like your Twitch overlay layout, right? Yeah,
that is right. Yeah, that's
I love that.
Hey, yeah, it's I'm not. So Rob didn't actually do that artwork for us. Someone else did, and sadly I can't remember the guy's name, so I apologize. But it's a great piece of art. I love it.
Whoever you are, you did a great job.
Yeah. What a guy.
Yeah. What a guy.
I'm just clicking on the. Oh, okay. I've actually got his name. It's graphic designer. Okay, I'm going to pronounce this guy's name incorrectly because I'm terrible at stuff. So apologies in advance. But Rashid Lotf. I think I cut not out.
Good.
Wow, that's a name I don't think I can even. I'll spell it Rachid, and then his last name is Lotf.
Okay.
So Rashid.
Okay. Rashid. Yeah.
But yeah, we can also follow us we're on Twitter and Instagram and Twitch as well. So yeah, on Twitter it's at Megavisions Mag. On Instagram it's at Megavisions. Facebook, I think it's at Megavisions Mag, and yeah, Twitch is at Megavisions. So yeah, or just Google Megavisions and you should find us. Yay!
Yeah, and if you're listening, just look at the show notes. There will be links, especially on our website as well. You can find all the links. Just a quick note about the Patreon that I was just checking out on the Patreon website. There are several tiers, and also depending on where you are in the world, you can subscribe, right? So these are actually magazine subscriptions, right? If you remember those back in the day.
Oh yeah.
You can subscribe to this magazine, only it's through Patreon. So
that's right. Yeah. So yeah, just if you want to please support us because it all helps. But yeah, if you'd like to support us, you can do a digital subscription, which is only $2.99. Or you can get a printed one for it's £14.99 per issue in America, and then it goes up. It depends where you are in the world, but it goes up a bit.
And $19.99 for Canada, and so this is in dollars, at least for me. I'm
yes, it's US dollars. Yeah.
Like $24.99 for international. So I'm assuming non-US.
Yes, basically. So like UK and Europe, really.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think we get some people in like Japan as well, actually getting it occasionally. So
yeah,
it's but yeah, if you subscribe, if you stay subscribed, you'll just get an issue sent to you pretty much straight away, so you don't even have to worry about it. So yeah.
Are you planning on going? How's the how many issues a year are you planning on releasing at this point, or is that not something that is set in stone at this point?
At this point in time, because basically, because this is not our full-time job, unfortunately. This is more of a kind of side fan project, and the money you're spending actually just helps really pay for the actual printing costs.
Yeah.
So we're not. So basically, we've all got jobs and lives and families and stuff to look after. So it'd be amazing if we could do 12 issues a year, but at the moment we're looking at possibly starting out maybe quarterly. But if this new design actually works out well, we should hopefully go to bi-monthly, so that'd be 6 issues a year, which would be amazing. So yeah, that's kind of the goal at the moment. We want to get up to 6 issues a year, because I think that would be doable. We just have to see how it goes, really, because we've got a great team behind us now, and we've always had a great team behind us. But yeah, it's the team's really doing really well, so it's really cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah. So people go support Mega Visions on Patreon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, cool. Graham. Anything you'd like to say to the fans listening? Any last words before we wrap this up?
Thanks for those who have subscribed or do watch us, because we are on Twitch as well. We do the Megavision show, which actually I'm one of the co-hosts of. Chris and I actually rebooted the Megavision show recently to make it a bit more visual and stuff. And we actually need to get you on, Casey. We need to get you on the Megavision show because we want to chat to you and play games with you and stuff.
Whenever people invite me for their things, I'm scared, because I treat them so badly on my show that I'm not sure if I should.
I promise I won't do a music quiz or anything with you. I will just beat you at a video game. Let's play Streets of Rage 4 together.
Really that hard.
Let's play Streets of Rage 4 together.
Yeah,
this is the perfect opportunity.
I'm up for that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. We'll arrange that. So yeah, watch this space. Hopefully we'll get Casey on very soon. But yeah, so we're on Twitch. We do streams pretty much every day. We've got the Megavision show. And we've got a website where we do news, mostly Sega news and stuff, other little bits of indie news and other video game news as well. But yeah, for anyone who's supporting us, thank you so much. It's really appreciated. It helps these issues actually get done, basically. And if you don't support us, please check us out. Just get quizzitive and go and get quizzical or whatever, and check us out, please.
Yeah. Do that. Follow the links in the show notes and check Megavisions out. Yeah, and Graham, I want to say this for everyone, because I really, really think you're one of the nicest guys in the Sega community. Not just sexy, not just that. It's really nice. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show, and you've been also always very gracious in terms of collaborating with the Sega Lounge, and doing special guest appearances and whatnot. So
it's always a pleasure.
Always nice to have you on the show. So whenever you want to come back, the door is always open.
Absolutely, yeah, I love it. In the moment when you ask me horrible questions, I don't love it, but before and after, and I do really enjoy it. Actually,
you just said you love it, so there's no going back with that. No.
Yeah. Oh well. Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you very much for coming on the show, and all the best for Megavisions going forward. All the best for your project. This is great.
Yeah, and thank you very much, and to you too. All the best for Sega Lounge and Radio Sega as well.
Yeah,
great stuff. You guys have always been doing fantastic stuff. So my hat off to you. It's amazing.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you, dude.
Cheers.
My thanks again to Graham for coming back on the show. I hope you guys enjoyed our chat, and be sure to check out Megavisions using the links in the show notes. If you're new around here and liked what you heard, it would mean the world to me if you followed the show on your podcast app. Yes, it's called following now, not subscribing. And sharing the word about the Sega Lounge is also greatly appreciated. By the way, remember our merch store I mentioned at the beginning? How about getting free stuff? So I'm looking for 60-second games recorded by listeners of the show. If you think you've got a 1-minute pitch for your favorite Sega game of all time, record it in the best quality you can and send it to me by email to podcast@thesegalounge.com or using the voicemail feature on our website. It's that purple tab with the microphone. You really can't miss it. The recordings that make it on the show will get a pack of TSL stickers or a t-shirt. And that's it for this week's show. Thank you so much for listening. Stay safe out there, enjoy your week, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. The Sega Lounge, hosted by me, KC, and part of Radio Sega's network of live shows and podcasts. Theme song and incidental music by OSC. Find them at opussciencecollective.bandcamp.com. Got any suggestions? Drop me an email to podcast@thesegalounge.com. Follow us on Twitter @thesegalounge and like us at facebook.com/thesegalounge. You can find previous episodes of the show by going to thesegalounge.com and wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. A Mixed On Productions podcast.